Hello, everybody. I hope you're well. This is the second time I'm able to be able to chat with you live today. But whether you're on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, I have a very, very special guest. I love having number ones, you know, number one in a company, number one in an organization, because there's lessons in number ones, right? Somebody's got to be number one. And why are they number one in a growing company? Well, that's a good question to ask. So we're going to talk to this gentleman in just a moment, and ask him, how does he play chess when everybody else is playing checkers? How does he figure out how to grow an organization when other people aren't growing as fast? So we're going to get into that conversation. I'm looking forward to it. But before we do, while people are connecting, we have a big event coming up. You might have heard about it. It's the largest event in network marketing history, the GoPro Experience. It's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. December 5, 6, and 7. Coming up in whatever it is. Gosh, 45 days or something like that. Which is scary, kind of crazy. But over 30,000 people already registered for this event. There's going to be over 100,000 people registered for this event. I want you to become one of the people registered for this event, and I've made it easy for you to do it. If you already have a ticket, put a number 7 into the chat so I can see that you already have a ticket. But if you'd like to get a ticket to this event, it's normally to watch this live streamed online. It's normally $300 for 3 days, $100 a day. Super inexpensive to be able to watch 24 hours worth of the best training in network marketing. Okay, $300 is what it normally is. For a limited time, you can get a ticket to this event for just $3. No tricks, no gimmicks, $1 a day for a 3-day life-changing experience. Amazing, spectacular, unbelievable. Okay, and you're going to hear from some of the fastest growing people in the world, some number ones around the world, on how to have the mindset, skill set, strategy necessary to become a network marketing professional. How to turn an income in network marketing into a sustainable business in network marketing. There's a difference between the simple, fun, and magical thing that we join and the sustainable business that we build. Okay, you can get a ticket if you put a number 3 in the chat. If you don't have a ticket already, put a number 3 in the chat. That should send you a link if you're on Instagram or Facebook. If you're on YouTube or you just want to have the link, it's GoPro2025.com. So put a 7 in the chat if you have the link already, or if you already have a ticket, and put a 3 in the chat if you'd like to get a ticket, or go to GoPro2025.com. So that'll get you a ticket. Lock it in for $300. You could send 100 people to the GoPro experience for 3 days. Well, you know what that will do for your business? For $3,000, you can send 1,000 people to the GoPro experience. You know what your 2026 looks like if you do that? It's insane. It's crazy. And we're going to translate into English, Spanish, French, Italian, German, and Polish, all as part of your $3. So you're going to get an opportunity to get all of that in language. So I want to bring up my friend Ilyan Eftimov. Ilyan, did I butcher your last name? Pronounce your last name for me.
You did it perfectly, Eric.
Eftimov is good?
Yes, perfect.
All right. So this guy, how long have we known each other now, Ilyan?
I first met you a couple of years ago, but we've met in person last year for the first time.
Yeah, and it's been fun, watching what you do and watching what you've built. You already had built a really big business, but what's happened? We talked about some strategies and some ideas in order for you to kind of help your team grow even faster. What's happened in terms of team growth in the last 2 years, and specifically the last 12 months?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here on here with you. We just got back from a big event, and traveling and it was a great moment to actually do exactly what you asked me, to contemplate a little bit about what's happened over the last 12 months. Our business has completely bloomed, and it all started, I believe, of course, with what we do as energy wise. So when we started the Blitz, I think it put a lot of people into action. And at the end of the day, when people are in action is when magic happens, because we stop worrying about what do we need, what if. We stop looking for problems. We start looking for action. We start looking for putting pressure on the numbers instead of putting pressure on the results.
Yeah. So, in terms of results, what kind of growth? You basically did like a big 90-day run, right?
Correct. So we've experienced 4 or 5x in the last 10 months.
Four or
And
five
it's been,
X.
yes, it's been very gratifying. More importantly, because we've been able to have so many six figures, new seven figures in the company, in my team, that is been a tremendous, gratification. It's a little bit humbling because we cannot get rewarded for the work we put in, but it's a team effort. Never to think
Yeah.
that it's me. It's always been the team effort.
Yeah. And if I can ask, you've been involved with your company how long?
9 years.
9 years. And you're a 7-figure a year earner plus. How many other 7-figure earners are on your team as of today?
Um, to be exact, five other
Approximately
ones. Yeah.
five others. So
Yes.
$1 million a year, ladies and gentlemen, $1 million a year, not in a career, in a year working in his organization. How many 6-figure earners would you guess are in your team now?
Over 60.
60 6-figure earners, 5
Yes.
7-figure earners, and like 4 5x growth in the last 10 months. So success leaves clues. So what I want to understand is what, first of all, if other people got involved with your company same day you did, but they don't have the same
Absolutely.
results. They don't have the same results you do. So what, and you're a humble guy, so you might struggle with answering this, but I want you to really think about it. What makes you different? What makes you special? What's your superpower?
So one of the things that has allowed me to build an organization the way I have is simply the fact that I come from a professional athlete background, a team sport. So I understood that the power of a team is much more powerful than one person doing big things. The reason why that has impacted our organization is very simple. When I say we play chess, we don't play checkers. We put values and ethics on the foreground, and even though sometimes it could be tempting to do something for the quick run, for the quick hit, for the quick money, we want to see the play long term. Because if we can manage to have an organization of people who are thinking long term, and they're not, baited by the short term immediate success, but keeping the values and not breaching those values, then what we're going to create is a community of leadership in which, when things get hard, because they will in every company, in every situation, in every industry, things get hard at some point or another, directly or indirectly because of us. When things get hard, instead of people looking for another company, instead of people looking for another mentor, another coach, another team, people get together and they look for solutions to combat and to overcome that adversity. They're not looking for the easy way out. And because we've bought into the long-term vision, we're playing chess. We're doing this now so we can get paid later. We're doing this now so we can grow later. We're doing this now so the duplication will create future leaders in the long run. That's really been my strategy. And sometimes if I don't align with values, evidently, when you make sound, when you make noise in the industry, people are going to come to you. But if the vision doesn't align, it gets filtered out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm quite an authentic guy. I don't play. I don't try to oversell. What you see is what you get.
Tell me what what you mean when you say values.
Yeah. So, very good question. A lot of people have different values, and what I mean by that is an ethical code inside the team. Um, I don't like when people start to play games and trying to undermine other teams. I don't like when people try to cross recruit. Uh, it's very funny because sometimes there will be a distributor, a leader in the making. He will call me and he said, I think I know the answer, but I just want to make sure. What would you do if you're in my situation? And I said, I don't even give him the answer. I said, you already know the answer. It's up to you to make that
Mm-hmm.
decision. And that's very strong because if we can gather a group of people with those values, I mean, we can only be 300 if we have to, but we can conquer an army if we have to.
Yeah, when you have values and you stick with them. Some leaders have a difficult time. They'll compromise their values if a leader is bringing enough in sales. You know, if they're a performer, or if they're a producer, then we'll bend the rules. We'll look the other way. But that's the time. What I think you learned. That's the time when you need to be stronger. Is when they're a producer and they're doing something against values.
Absolutely, because I mean, we've had situations, or happen to us when a big projected volume could come in my team, and because the values of that individual, what they've done in the past, regardless of how many hundreds of thousands of people they had, doesn't align. All you need is one bad apple to create a scatter bomb into the organization. So as hard as it could be to say no to potential, and keeping the core team in line, sometimes it has to be done. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, we don't connect the dots immediately, right? Like Steve Jobs said, the dots connect later. And a couple months later, when you see the bad decisions that individual made or has done, then you kind of tell yourself, well, that was a good decision. But it's very hard at times. It can be very tempting. And I mean, we're all humans, right? And when we start making money, unfortunately, sometimes the real version comes out, and some people start to change, and they get affected by making money. So it becomes sometimes a challenge to make sure people maintain their integrity despite making money, despite becoming a star, despite being now somebody that everybody's talking about. People get jealous. That's just nature.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed that there's basically three phases in a career in network marketing. Not everybody goes through all three, but phase one is the simple, fun, and magical phase. You know, you come in and you just plug in, and this is light and simple and flexible, and lots of support, and there's training involved, and there's people will help you with your recruits, and there's all these resources. So everybody just plugs in, and it's just light and fun and magical. And then and some use that phase one and they create an income, and they think that they've built a business, but an income is not a business, right? So if they just do that and just simple, fun, magical, and they haven't turned it into a business yet, the income is going to grow, but then it's going to decline again. That's what the difficult times, as you talked about. And then there's a second phase when people turn their income into a sustainable business, where they learn the skills, where they have strong systems that duplicate in the organization. They have the right mindset. They're an effective leader. They're consistent. If they do all those right things, right? Now they turn the income into a business that's sustainable with or without them. And then the phase three is learning how to lead leaders. Some people are good at leading followers, but they're not skilled at leading leaders. So phase one, you develop an income. Phase two, you turn the income into a sustainable business. Phase three, you can go from a leader to a legend by helping other people become successful. So almost everybody joins phase one, the simple, fun, magical. That's what we talk about in opportunity meetings. It's simple, it's fun, it's magical. The product's fun and amazing, and it's sexy and exciting, and it's all this awesome. But when it gets hard, as you talked about, When the income maybe drops, their expectations aren't met. You got to let them know that there is a phase two, which is learning this business, becoming skilled, having the right mindset, becoming a leader, learning about duplication. It's different than just plugging in. Now you need to learn the business side. You've done that well. How do you help people make this transition from simple, fun, and magical to a business that lasts?
I actually believe in a concept that you're one of three individuals. You like what you do, which to me fits exactly what you say in phase one. Anybody can join. It's a you trade time to build a business and to make income. If you do that well and you're coachable, and along the way the no's don't stop you because you're learning about this industry, you manage to love the business. And when you start loving the business, you become a little bit more obsessional with it. And that's when you start creating a real business, as you said in phase two. Um, I think there is a very big danger in phase two, and that's often the danger of the money starting to create a monster out of people. And it's just a danger. It doesn't mean it happens every time. Like some people are very giving when they make money. Others, they get very stingy when they start making money. So I think it's two extremes. But if we can get to phase two, where people love what they're doing, unfortunately, they get very emotional about it.
Yeah.
And it's all about wins and losses. Like everything is, I got to be number one. I got to be the first. I got to be the diamond. I have to be the more exposed, the most recognized. But if we manage to guide and to help these leaders evolve into phase three, which to me is you live the business. In that regard, now nothing is emotional. It's a lifestyle. Now it's values. Now you protect the house. Now you no longer worry about who is getting there first. You're only worried about the process. You know, if it's difficult, it's meant to be difficult because we're going to get a higher reward. So we focus on ourselves. How can we get better as a leader, and how can our leaders get better as leaders? But we don't compare ourselves, and it's selfless. And to
Yeah.
me, my concept of those three phases is exactly what you're saying with your words. But for me, it's a more of an internal process that we experience as a leadership, exactly in
Yeah.
how you explain it on the business side.
Right. And the fake out, the illusion of our business is people can be in phase one and making 6 figures a year. They could be in phase one and making 7 figures a year if they're involved in the right place at the right time and they're plugged into a leader who's already developed the systems, but they still haven't developed the skills themselves. They haven't developed the leadership ability themselves. They haven't figured out duplication themselves. They're just plugging in and they're taking advantage of momentum. Okay? So 7-figure earners can be in phase one. But here's the danger of that. When they don't develop the mindset, skill set, strategy, leadership, duplication, all those things in phase two, when there comes a challenge, when something goes wrong, there's always something to blame. And they become blamers, or some of them are such big personalities that they built their whole business on their charisma. And maybe they're attractive, or maybe they've got a big following on social media, or maybe they're just very influential. So they build an income there, but it has their personality is the business. They haven't built it into systems that work, right, without them. So, and here's the test to see if you have an income or if you have a business. Pull yourself out. Don't do anything for 90 days. Zero. No communication, no nothing. What happens to your income? If it goes down a lot or a little, you don't have a business yet. You just have an income, which is great. Now, if it stays the same or it grows, you have a business. Because now you've built a machine of people that can plug in and have success without you. The result of your income should be a tiny percentage of your income should come from your own effort, your own productivity. Like at the beginning when you joined your business, 100% of your income was coming from your sales, your recruiting, your team building, your everything. 100%. And then it was 90. And then it was 80%, then 70%, and then 60, and then 50, and then 40, and then 30, and then 20. And what is it today? Your personal productivity, what percentage of your total monthly income is coming from your personal sales and your personal team building?
Not like when I started, meaning now it's about developing and growing the teams. Now
Right.
it's about
It has to be
developing.
way less than 1%, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So then you know you have a business. God forbid something happens to Ilian. His business is going to continue to grow. Because not only did he become a leader, but he built the leaders. He got into phase 3. He taught people how to lead their own teams independently. People who speak different languages in different countries, who are running their teams and building their systems and leading and duplicating and doing all this stuff. He got into phase 3. And that's what I want you to get into, everybody that's watching this, to get into. Phase 1 is fun, it's simple, magical, it's light, it's easy, it's passive. Phase 2, you have to have a certain level of obsession about your business to turn that income into a business. I don't know of anybody who's done anything great that didn't have a level of obsession in order to be able to achieve it. The enemy of greatness is comfort. The best friend of greatness is obsession. There's a difference between obsession and comfort. And it's so easy. Our business is so easy for people to get comfortable. They can make money in the simple, fun, magical thing, and they think they've built a business. So they get casual, and casual will kill a business, right? So if you get to phase 3, then you can think about going to the beach, retiring if you want to. But until you get to phase 3, you've not only become a leader, but you lead leaders, then you shouldn't even consider it, especially not if you're in phase 1, the simple, fun, magical. No matter how much money you're making, you still got to turn it into a business before you can, like, when can I slow down? Well, when it's not all about you, then you can slow down. When you have a systems, then you can slow down. When it's duplicating without you, then you can slow down. When you've led leaders, then you can slow down. Until then, there's a price of entry, like any business, right? So what are your thoughts on those, what I just shared? I'm curious.
I love it. I was asked, how many years are you going to give into your run by a leader who was joining our organization? And I was quite shocked by that question because I never thought about, I'm going to make a run for 2 or 3 years, then I'm going to rest. For me, it's constantly
Do you know
ongoing.
why that? Do you know why that person asked you the question?
They
They
want
did.
to
They
make
didn't
sure
ask
that.
it. They didn't ask it to be curious how long you were going to build. They
How
asked it.
committed.
No, not even so much that. Is how long could they leverage you?
I like that.
How long could they use you as an asset? And that's a fair question. A leader wants to know, can I leverage our relationship in order to be able to, bring more people in the simple, fun, and magical, and leverage the mentorship from you with them in order to be able to turn their income into a business. So I think it's a fair question. And I've been asked the same thing. How long are you going to do what you're doing? Well, when it comes to helping other people, that's an addicting thing. Why would you want to retire from helping other people?
That's
Well,
why I didn't know how to answer that.
it's too fun. It's too fun. If it's just about your own income, you can get, that gets empty real fast. But helping other people never gets old. So we've got this big event coming up. I talked about it at the beginning, called the GoPro Experience, December 5th, 6th, and 7th. I'm going to see you here in Las Vegas. There's a very small elite group of high-level people that are going to be here in person. We've got a big studio, but we've got 400 people that are going to be in person. And we're going to stream this 3-day event to the world in English, Spanish, French, Italian, German, and Polish, with live translation, 3 full days, December 5, 6, and 7, to teach people how to get an income, how to turn the income into a business, and then how to get to phase 3 of leading leaders. Over 3 days, we're going to give you a roadmap of exactly how to do that. And normally an online ticket for this event is $300, which is very cheap when it comes to the value that you get, 8 hours a day for 3 days. For a limited time, you can get a ticket for $3. No catches, no gimmicks, just $1 a day for you to commit to learning how to build this machine, learning how to build a business that lasts. That's my intention. And it's Ilian's attention as well. Ilian, you already have a large group of people that are attending this event, and I know there's many more that are going to register. But those that are watching, if you're already registered, put a number 7 in the chat, just so I know that you're already connected to this event. If you're not registered, you'd like to learn about it, put a number 3 in the chat, or go to GoPro2025.com. So 7 in the chat if you already have a ticket, 3 in the chat if you don't. We'll send you a link, or go to GoPro2025.com. But Ilian, why should people attend this 3 days, December 5, 6, and 7? And why should they encourage every single person on their team to attend this event as well?
I think the GoPro event is extremely valuable in the fact that somewhere along those 3 days, there's going to be one training that's going to be very, very impactful for every single leader. Whether it's 1, whether it's 3, whether it's 5, there's going to be at least one. I know what you did this to me. I know that a year later, I'm coming back in presence. I will be there with 60 people from my team. So we want to make sure that we walk out of there, because we got another blitz that's starting in January. And this time I will not be the one launching it. Will be 60 people launching it. And by the way, Eric, I just want to highlight this. This is not me who asked to organize this. This came from my leaders who came to me and asked, can we organize something to GoPro? Because we obviously see the difference it has made in your business, in you, and we want to make sure we can get the same experience. So I want to thank you for that training.
It's my pleasure. Are you kidding me?
2024. And this year we're going to come as a team, because it's something that every networker should experience. That's a sure thing.
I think at last count there was something like 2,000 people from your team that had an online ticket, and that's growing every day. And like you said, about 60 people coming in person out of the 400 that are totally possible to be there in person. But GoPro2025.com should be easy for you to remember. GoPro2025.com is the link. Write it down. Get a ticket. I can't promise you that $3 offer is going to be available for forever. Get everybody in your team to get a ticket. Like I said, how many people do you have on your team, Ilian? Total. As distributors,
over 30,000. Yeah, over 30,000.
Yeah, so get this. For a total investment of $90,000, 30,000 people can get a 3-day training. Total investment of $90,000. Do you know what would happen if those 30,000 people sat through those 3 days for your business in 2026? It would be so outrageously ridiculous. You'd be the fastest growing organization on planet Earth. But giving people an opportunity is one thing. Having people take advantage of an opportunity is another thing. So with your leadership, your growth, your promotion, we're going to get as many of those as possible to be in attendance. This will be the biggest event in network marketing history, the most powerful event in network marketing history. Okay? So GoPro2025.com. Put a 3 in the chat if you'd like to get a link. For those of you who already have a ticket, or if you're coming in person, I can't wait to see you. And Ilian, I can't wait to see you at the event. It's been a minute since we saw each other, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about connecting with you, and look forward to everybody at the GoPro Experience, December 5, 6, and 7. It's going to blow your minds, I promise. And 2026 is going to be the year that everything changes. So, Ilian, thank you for joining me. Everybody else, love you. GoPro 2025. We'll run a little promo at the very end, and make sure you get a ticket today. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Take an action and move your life to another level. Love you all. See you soon.
Network marketing is rapidly changing. The question is, are you going to reinvent yourself, your business, your team, your future? Or are you going to get left behind? Technology has changed everything. Consumer behavior has shifted. According to the Business Research Companies Direct Selling Global Market Report, published in January of 2025, the global network marketing size will grow from $194 billion in 2024 to over $206 billion in 2025, and is projected to grow to $264 billion in 2029. The only question is, will you capture that growth? December 5th, 6th, and 7th. This isn't about motivation. This is about reinvention. How to recruit, duplicate, and lead in today's new world. You'll learn how to use digital tools the right way, how to communicate with total authenticity, and how to fix the biggest problem in network marketing, retention. For this event, because it's such an important time, is just $3. That's right, $3. $1 per day for 3 days of virtual life-changing training. And for everyone who shows up live as a show-up bonus, you're going to receive a free VIP advanced review edition of my brand new book. Just pay shipping and handling. The investment is tiny compared to the potential return. So you got a choice. You can keep doing what you've been doing and hope things magically turn around, or you can join me and get the tools and strategies you need to help you reinvent your business and your future. December 5th through the 7th could be the turning point in your career. Let's shape the future of your business and your team while making network marketing history together. Lock in your seat, and I'll see you at the GoPro experience.